Welcome to this video on the HSBC money laundering scandal. In this video, we'll be discussing how one of the world's largest banks, HSBC, was found to have been involved in a major money laundering operation. Money laundering is the process of making illegally gained proceeds appear legal. It is a serious crime that enables criminals to hide the proceeds of their illegal activities and use them for legitimate purposes. The HSBC money laundering scandal is significant because it highlights the potential for major financial institutions to be used as a conduit for illegal activities. The bank was accused of facilitating money laundering for drug cartels and other criminal organizations, and the case had significant consequences for the bank and the broader banking industry. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the background of HSBC, the details of the money laundering scandal, and the aftermath of the case. HSBC, also known as the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, is one of the largest banks in the world. Founded in 1865, the bank has operations in over 64 countries and territories, and serves over 40 million customers. Despite its size and global reach, HSBC has had a history of issues with compliance and anti-money laundering controls. In 2010, the bank was fined by U.S. regulators for its failure to comply with U.S. sanctions against countries such as Iran and Sudan. In 2012, the bank was also fined by regulators in the UK for its role in a major interest rate rigging scandal. These previous issues with compliance and anti-money laundering controls set the stage for the major scandal that would break in 2012.
Are you looking to take your business skills to the next level? The Art of Strategy, Business Lessons from the Most Notorious Bosses in TV and Film has everything you need to know to achieve success in the fast-paced world of business. Learn from the cunning and strategic moves of some of the most memorable bosses in TV and film, like Scarface, Tony Soprano, Gus Fring, Prop Joe, and Stringer Bell. Discover how these iconic characters navigated through complex and challenging situations and how you can apply their lessons to your own career. Get your copy of The Art of Strategy, Business Lessons from the Most Notorious Bosses in TV and Film today and start your journey to becoming a successful and effective business person. Check out the link in the description. Purchase this ebook at a one-time exclusive price.
In December of 2012, HSBC was accused of facilitating money laundering for drug cartels and other criminal organizations. The accusations were made by U.S. authorities, including the Department of Justice, DOJ, and the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations. The authorities alleged that HSBC had failed to implement proper anti-money laundering controls, which allowed billions of dollars to be laundered through the bank from countries such as Mexico, Iran, and Syria. The bank was also accused of ignoring warnings from its own employees about the illicit activity. The impact of the scandal on the bank was significant. The accusations led to a decline in the bank's stock price and damage to its reputation. In addition, the bank was hit with large fines and penalties by U.S. authorities. In December 2012, HSBC agreed to pay $1.92 billion to settle the money laundering charges with the DOJ, Federal Reserve, and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, which was one of the largest fines ever imposed on a financial institution at that time. The case also had broader implications for the banking industry and anti-money laundering efforts. It highlighted the importance of strong compliance and anti-money laundering controls to prevent financial institutions from being used to facilitate illegal activities. As a result of the money laundering scandal, HSBC faced significant penalties and fines. In addition to the $1.92 billion fine, the bank also agreed to a 5-year deferred prosecution agreement with the DOJ, which required the bank to improve its anti-money laundering controls and compliance program. In response to the scandal, HSBC took steps to improve its compliance and anti-money laundering controls. The bank hired a new head of compliance and implemented new policies and procedures to prevent money laundering and other illicit activities. Despite these efforts, the scandal had a lasting impact on the bank's reputation. Many investors and customers were concerned about the bank's ability to prevent money laundering, and the bank's stock price and earnings were negatively affected. The HSBC money laundering scandal also had broader implications for the banking industry. The case highlighted the importance of strong anti-money laundering controls and the need for financial institutions to take a proactive approach to preventing money laundering and other illicit activities. Additionally, it led to the tightening of regulations, oversight, and scrutiny of financial institutions globally to avoid similar situations in the future. In conclusion, the HSBC money laundering scandal is a prime example of how major financial institutions can be used to facilitate illegal activities. Despite its size and global reach, HSBC was found to have failed to implement proper anti-money laundering controls. The impact of the scandal on the bank was significant, with large fines and penalties imposed and damage to its reputation. The bank took steps to improve its compliance and anti-money laundering controls, but the scandal had a lasting impact on the bank's reputation. The HSBC money laundering scandal also had broader implications for the banking industry, highlighting the importance of strong anti-money laundering controls and the need for financial institutions to take a proactive approach to preventing money laundering and other illicit activities. This case serves as an important reminder of the need for strong compliance and anti-money laundering controls in the financial industry.